In this video, we'll be looking at completing a square. Example 1. Complete a square for y is equal to 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. So we have y is equal to 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. So the first step, we divide throughout by the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x here is 3. So divide throughout by 3, we get 3 open square bracket x squared plus 5 over 3 x plus 2 over 3 square bracket. Right, so again, step 1, divide throughout by the coefficient of x squared. So clearly here we say the coefficient of x squared is 3. Alright, so again, 3 into 3x squared is x squared, 3 into 5x is 5 over 3x, 3 into 2 is 2 over 3. Alright, step 2 now, we look at the coefficient of x. Here we have the coefficient of x being positive 5 and 3. So, coefficient of x, 5 over 3. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is find half of 5 and 3. Alright, which in this case is half multiplied by 5 over 3, which is 5 over 6. The second thing we're going to do is square. So we have 5 over 6 squared, which will be 25 over 36. And the third thing we're going to do is add and subtract. So we have plus 25 over 36 minus 25 over 36. So across here we're going to insert plus 25 over 36 minus 25 over 36. And then we're going to add back our plus 2/3, close square brackets. So we have step number 2. Step 2, add and subtract. Okay, so we're going to add here and subtract. Add and subtract the square of, square of half of the coefficient of x. So half of the coefficient of x, we take half of the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x is 5 and 3. Half of that we found was 5 and 6. We're going to square it. Alright. Square. So we have 5 over 6 square, which is 25 over 36. And we're going to add and subtract. So we add and subtract 25 over 36. Alright, so in step number 3, we're going to factorize the first 3 terms. Factorize the first 3 terms and evaluate the last 2 terms. Alright, so factorize and evaluate. So we're going to have here 3 open brackets. Now factorize the first 3 terms, put our brackets here. We're going to get a perfect square. Alright. We're going to take the square roots of the first term, x squared. Square root of x squared will be x. Then square root of the last term, 25 over 36, would be 5 over 6. And we're going to take the sign from the middle term. The middle term is positive, 5 over 3x. So the sign is positive. Bring that sign across here. So if I factorize the first 3 terms of, which is x squared plus 5 over 3x plus 25 over 36, I'm going to get x plus 5 over 6 all to be squared. And if you evaluate the last 2 terms, minus 25 over 36 plus 2/3. Alright, you can work it out here. Minus 25 over 36 plus 2/3. Find the LCM, which is 36. Alright, so 36 into 36 is 1, by minus 25 is minus 25, plus 3 into 36 is 12. 12 twos are 24. So negative 25 plus 24, the answer will be negative 1 over 36. Negative 1 over 36, so that goes here. Negative 1 over 36. So step 3 is to factorize the first 3 terms and evaluate the last 2 terms. Okay, so now in our fourth and final step, remove the square brackets so that the 3 on the outside is multiplied by everything inside the square brackets. Alright, so we're going to have 3, remove the square brackets, we're going to have 3 open brackets, x plus 5 over 6, close bracket squared, minus, and 3 by 1 over 36. We're going to have here now 3 by 1 over 36. Alright, 3 and 3, 1, 3 and 36 is 12. So we get here 1 over 12. So we have here 1 over 12. And this will be our answer. So the answer to completing square for y is equal to 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 is 3 open brackets, x plus 5 over 6 close brackets, all to be squared, minus 1 over 12. So again, the fourth and final step, remove the square brackets and multiply. Right, so we multiply by what is inside the square brackets. So we multiply by what is in brackets here, the x plus 5 over 6 all to be squared, and we multiply by the 1 over 36. Notice what we have in the brackets here, the normal brackets, not the square brackets. X plus 5 over 6, we do not multiply the 3 by what is inside here because of the square on the outside. So the square here takes precedence over multiplying by 3. So because of the square, we cannot multiply 3 by what is inside here unless we expand what we have in brackets here and then multiply by 3. Right? But we have no need to do that, so we leave our answer as it is. So our answer will be 3 over brackets, x plus 5 over 6 all to be squared, minus 1/12. Example number 2, complete the square of y equals 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. Alright, solution, we have y is equal to 2x squared minus 5x plus 2. So our first step, right, divide throughout by the coefficient of x squared, which is, in this case, 2. So dividing throughout by 2, we get 2 into 2x squared. This will give us x squared. 2 into 5 minus 5 will be minus 5 over 2x, and 2 into 2 is 1 plus 1. That's our first step. Our second step here now, 2 open brackets, x squared minus 5 over 2x. Alright. Right, here now we take the coefficient of x, which is negative 5 on 2. So we have negative 5 over 2. And first thing we're going to find is half of it. Half of it will be half multiplied by negative 5 over 2. And that will give us negative 5 over 4. Alright. Second thing we're going to do is square. So we're going to have here minus 5 over 4 squared, which is minus a negative sign squared, it will be positive. 5 squared is 25, 4 squared is 16. And the third thing we're going to do is add and subtract. Add and subtract. So we're going to have plus 25 over 16 minus 25 over 16. We're going to add that across here. Plus 25 over 16 minus 25 over 16. Plus 1 close square brackets. Then we're going to factorize the first three terms and evaluate the last term. So the first three terms we're going to have is x squared minus 5 over 2x plus 25 over 16. So we put our brackets here, squared because it's going to be a perfect square. Take the square root of x squared, we have x. Take the square root of 25 over 16, we have 5 over 4. And then you take the sign from the second term, which is negative in this case, and you place it right there. So when you factorize x squared minus 5 over 2x plus 25 over 16, you get x minus 5 over 4, all to be squared. And then we evaluate the last two terms. So we have negative 25 over 16 plus 1. Now 1 will be 16 over 16. Alright, and negative 25. Now denominator is the same. So denominator 16. Numerator, we just add or subtract. Minus 25 plus 16 will give us minus 9. So we have here minus 9 over 16. And our final and fourth and final step, we're going to remove the square brackets. So we have two open brackets here, x minus 5 over 4 squared. And then we have the 2 multiplied by minus 9 over 16. So 2 multiplied by minus 9 over 16, make this 2 over 1. Cross cancel, 2 into 1, 2 into 16 is 8. So we get here, 1 by minus 9 is minus 9, 1 by 8 is 8. Right, so we have minus 9 over 8. We insert this here, minus 9 over 8. So our complete answer will be the square of 2x squared minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 2, open brackets, x minus 5 over 2 squared minus 9 over 8. Example number 3. Complete the square of y is equal to 6x squared minus x minus 2. Solution, y is equal to 6x squared minus x, that's minus 1x. Right, 1 is understood here, minus 2. So the first step, divide through by the coefficient of x squared, which is in this case 6. So 6 into 6x squared is x squared. 6 into minus 1x, it is minus 1 over 6x. And 6 into negative 2 will be negative 2 over 6. Close square brackets. Next step, 6 open brackets, x squared minus 1 over 6x. Alright, remember here now we take the coefficient of x, which is negative 1 over 6. Alright, we find half of it. So half multiplied by minus 1 over 6. This is negative 1 over 12. Alright, second thing we do, we square it. So minus 1 over 12 squared. Minus by minus is a plus. 1 by 1 is 1. 12 by 12 is 144. Okay. The third thing we do is add 144. 1 over 144 minus 1 over 144. So we're going to have here now plus 1 over 144 minus 1 over 144. And we put back our minus 2 over 6, close brackets. Third step here now, we factorize the first three terms. So we have here in our brackets squared, because it's a perfect square. Square root of x squared is going to be x. Square root of 1 over 144 is 1 over 12. Take the sign of the middle term, which is negative, bring down negative here. Okay, and then evaluate the last two terms. So minus 1 over 144 minus 2 over 6. So LCM here in this case will be 144. Right. 144 into 144 is 1. 1 by minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 6 into 144 is 24. 24 by 2 is 48. So we have minus 48, minus 1 is minus 49. So we have minus 49 over 144. So we can add up here, minus 49 over 144, putting back our close square brackets. Alright, and our final step now, remove the square brackets. We're going to have 6 open brackets, x minus 1 over 12 squared, alright, minus 49 over, and 6 into 144 here, alright, that is 24. Alright, so hence, you can say if you like 6x squared minus x minus 2, right, could be written in the form of 6 open brackets, x minus 1 over 12 close brackets squared minus 49 over 24.